All right, we're going to get started. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you go ahead, if you are in the Zoom room, if you can hear me this morning, go ahead and type in "good morning," volume good, so whatever you like to type in. If you could do that. Likewise, on the YouTube channel, if you could go ahead and type in if you can hear. Thank you all very much. Well, good morning. I am pleased to be present, and I hope things are going well with each of you this morning. I am so grateful to be present here with you this morning once again to share with you Serendipity Sunday. This morning's message entitled The Transformative Power of Celebration, Manifesting Your Desires Through Joy. That's what I want to talk about today. As someone who has dedicated my life and journey to helping others realize their full potential through faith, positive psychology, and spiritual principles, I believe in the power of celebration as a transformative practice. So today, I'll begin by asking you this: how often do you celebrate as if your dreams have already come true? Once again, how often do you celebrate as if your dreams have already come true? Now, I want you to take a moment and feel the excitement of that question because it holds the power to transform your reality. Yes, that simple statement that I asked, how often do you celebrate as if your dreams have already come true? Or how often do you celebrate the thing that you have petitioned in prayer, or the affirmation that you've made regarding a situation or a circumstance that is showing up as contrast? Do you immediately follow it with celebration? And if you don't, this morning, we want to introduce that as a tool that you can put into your toolbox. Celebration as a vibrational tool is more than a moment of joy or acting as if. It's a powerful practice for you to become aligned with the thing you desire, or vibrational alignment. Everything that's in our universe vibrates, including our thoughts and our emotion. Even right now, if you could take some time and tune in to what you're feeling, you are vibrating. Maybe you're vibrating with excitement this morning. Maybe you're vibrating on a lower vibrational frequency of maybe some sadness or depression. That's not a judgment. Whatever you're vibrating with today is also aligned with your thoughts, the things that concern you. So we want to take a moment to consider this morning: celebration as a vibrational tool to, to change and shift what's going on in your life. As stated, everything in this universe vibrates, including your thoughts, your emotions, the words you use. When we celebrate in advance, what we do, we are aligning ourselves with the frequency of already having what we desire. This practice aligns with Neville Goddard's teachings. Now, if you follow me, you know I often allude to Neville Goddard. He talks about assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observing the route that your attentions follow when you do that. By acting as if our desires are already fulfilled, we draw them closer into our reality. Simply by doing that, simply by acting as if it's already done. For we shouldn't have any problem doing that, because we know the moment that we declare a thing, it is done. And if you don't know that, that should become your reality. Now, think of a moment when you celebrated wholeheartedly before you had any reason to believe it would work out. That feeling is what fuels the transformation of dreams into reality. Well, some of you may have had a difficult time. Maybe you grew up in a house where your parents, when they said when you made a request, or your grandparent, whomever you knew you could ask, your ace coon boom, your ace in the hole you will go to. And if you asked them for something and they affirmed that it was done, that you rejoiced immediately after. It could have been simple as them saying, I'll get it on next payday, or can you wait a couple days? The moment you had that assurance that they understood and that they had affirmed that they were going to do it, you began to rejoice. And that's the same level of rejoicing we should be able to move into when we make a request of the universe. So, why should we celebrate before the victory comes or before the thing desired shows up? Faith and trust is expressed through celebration. Celebration before achievement or obtainment is truly an act of faith. It shows that faith is powerful, not just in thought, but also in joyful action. When we look at that wisdom book called the Bible, we find countless examples where celebration and praise preceded the outcome. We can look at Second Chronicles chapter 20, verses 20 through 22. Here we see King Jehoshaphat led his people into a battle with songs of praise, and they achieved victory before lifting the sword. That's where we get that scripture. Shout now, don't wait till the battle's over. We find also in Joshua 6 and 8, in Joshua chapter 6, where the Israelites shouted and celebrated before the walls of Jericho fell down. And let's not forget when Paul and Silas were jailed in Acts chapter 16, verses 25 and 26. Their songs of praise while in prison led to an earthquake that set them free. We see that these stories are reminders that celebrating in advance is not just positive thinking. It's an act of trust and divine timing and power. When we celebrate, what it does is it shifts our cellular structure. It shifts our internal self. It shifts our creative self, our subconscious mind. For our subconscious mind is responding now as if it's already happened, because you are sending that signal down that it's done. And we need to do that. Oftentimes when we make a request or when we affirm something, we stay focused on what is instead of shifting into the imaginary realm of what really is, the thing that we desire. Now that we understand that spiritual foundation, how do we make celebration a part of our daily lives? That's important. Celebration as a manifestation ritual, I would like to label it that. To integrate celebration into our daily practice, we start by creating rituals and resonate with you. It could be a morning gratitude statement, a morning gratitude dance, a singing of affirmations in the morning, or journaling about your desired reality as if it's already happened, or just sitting back and running through your mind, now that the request has been made, observing what it is that you requested and how it plays out. The feeling of the wish fulfilled, if assumed and sustained, must objectify itself in the world of shadows. That's what Neville Goddard says, that when we assume the wish fulfilled, there should be a feeling that, if assumed properly, it will, and if it's sustained, it must objectify itself in the world of shadows. What are you saying? That it must come from the unseen to the seen. So let's try a quick exercise together this morning. I want you to close your eyes. Go ahead, don't be lazy. Be participatory right where you are, unless you're driving your vehicle. Close your eyes and envision your biggest dream coming true. Okay, if maybe you don't have a big dream, whatever you've been concerned about all week, I want you to envision that it has come true. And I want you to imagine the celebration, the smile, the joy, the gratitude of having received this. Feel the energy right now of that celebration as if it's happening now. hold that feeling, and let it resonate. It's that simple. Now, this is something that you can do often on your own. When you do this, it leads us to understanding who we are as divine individuals. We truly are co-creators. We have the ability to shift whatever is going on in our lives. We can see that when we look in the opening statement of Genesis chapter 1. It says, in the beginning, God created everything. And it says that there was darkness upon the face of the deep. Something had happened. And so what Source went in and did, he began to recreate it. Those 6 days of recreation. And I'm saying to you, you must go through the process of creating the thing desired. Whatever is showing up in your life that is contrast, don't just rehearse it. Don't just continue to mull over it, but I want you to learn how to take action. I want you to learn how to operate as a divine spiritual being. Remember, you're not just a bystander in your life. You are a co-creator with divine power. The teachings of science of mind, unity, divine science, they all emphasize that we are spiritual beings with the ability to manifest our desires. That's what New Thought is about. It's about taking on life with another way of thinking. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. This comes from an individual by the name of Rumi. Celebration is a reminder of this truth, a practice that aligns with our divine nature. Now, it's important. Every time you celebrate, you are affirming your identity as a creator capable of shaping your reality. For when you just mull over the situation, rehearse the situation, you're celebrating that situation. So we want to learn to celebrate the thing desired, not the thing that is being experienced. So celebration also needs to be viewed as gratitude and amplification. Gratitude amplifies the abundance. When you celebrate, you reinforce the feeling of having enough, which invites more blessings into your life. As the individual by the name of Melody Beatty said, gratitude turns whatever we have into enough and more. Grateful. My mom used to tell us as children, sometimes we were crying with the loaf of bread under our arms. We would be in the midst of a meal and me asking what's for dinner. And she would tell me, don't cry with a loaf of bread under your arms. Basically what she's saying, be grateful for what you have. Okay. And she used to tell me things like bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. The one in the hand is the one that's captured. The two in the bush are potentials. So we have to learn to practice, have to learn to slow down. Even while you are waiting for the third dimension of time, past, present, and future to catch up with the now, you got to learn how to stay in gratitude. That's important. Practicing celebration with gratitude shifts your mindset to one of abundance and fulfillment. Now, let's look at some stories and examples to inspire your practice. We can find throughout history and in modern times countless stories that illustrate the power of preemptive celebration. From the biblical stories we mentioned to personal testimonies of people who celebrated before seeing results, witnessed miracles unfold, these examples show us that this practice is transformative. One modern example that many of you are familiar with is Oprah Winfrey. When you look at her story, who has spoken about how gratitude and celebration have played crucial roles in her journey. Before becoming a media mogul, we know that that we know today, Oprah was practicing daily gratitudes and celebrated the small victories, reinforcing her belief in her vision. Another inspiring story comes from Lisa Nichols. You know who she is. If you don't, look her name up. Um, a Black woman who is into positive psychology, does a lot of presentations, a renowned motivational speaker and entrepreneur. She shared how she would celebrate and express gratitude even when her bank account was nearly empty. By embodying joy and abundance through the celebration, she gradually transformed her circumstance and achieved remarkable success. Now, I want you to identify areas in your life this week where you can begin celebrating as if your desires are already reality. Embrace this practice and do it with faith and enthusiasm. This week, even myself, I had to step back and I had to evaluate what was going on in my life. And I know you guys are aware that the last month or so, I've really been transitioning, letting go of the old, the overlap, and preparing to step in the newness of what is. Sometimes we're living in a double-minded lives. We're living in the now, but holding on to the yesterday. But we want to bring it present. We want to let go of those things that no longer serve our highest and greatest good. The past can keep you from celebrating, but the word tells us that our present, that our future will be far better than what has been. And so if we can really come into the present state of now, of a knowing that what we've decreed, it shall be. The word says you shall decree a thing and it shall be. And even for me this week, this week it's been an amazing week. I made a decision. I had a conversation and I was telling someone that, you know what, I'll be 65 in January. I've made so much money in my lifetime, but that money has just went through. There are so many things that transpired in my life that I've grown through, that I've gone through. I celebrate what has been, but I celebrate what is about to be. I celebrate what is. And the moment I took on that mindset, things begin to shift even in this week. There's some things that I would attest to, but sometimes when you share your testimony with some people, they're just not ready for it. So I just wanted to let you know that that was a shift in my life this week. I have shifted from the mindset of what I want to be to what I am. So I'm walking with a newness of life. I'm walking as that individual that I have always desired to grow into, and the realization that I am and have always been that individual. And you likewise. Sometimes we push things down the road that don't have to be pushed down the road. Assume the possibility now. Assume the role right now. Walk and live as if. Take on the energy. If you want to be healthy, walk as a healthy person. If you want to be a wealthy person, walk with the energy of wealth. That's a whole nother conversation. We need to talk about the energy of what it is and how to maintain the energy of the thing you desire to be. Now, I want you to identify again areas in your life where you can begin celebrating as if your desires are already reality. Okay? Embrace this practice with faith and enthusiasm. Now, here's a call to action. In closing this morning, remember that celebration is not just a response to what has happened, but a tool for creating what is to come. You energize, you magnetize yourself for the thing. Like when you begin to celebrate as if it's already happened, that vibrational frequency will attract more of that. So let your joy lead the way to your next success. Let your joy be full. We know that the scripture says that Jesus come that you may have joy and that your joy be full. I challenge you to commit to a 30-day practice of celebrating your desires this entire month as if they have already been fulfilled. Okay? So I want to end this morning with a powerful affirmation. I'll state it once, and then we're going to stated together. And it goes like this. I celebrate now, knowing that I am aligned with my highest good and my desires are already fulfilled. I'm going to say it one more time, and then we'll do it together twice. I celebrate now, knowing that I am aligned with my highest good and my desires are already fulfilled. Now, together. I celebrate now, knowing that I am aligned with my highest good and my desires are already fulfilled. I celebrate now, knowing that I am aligned with my highest good and my desires are already fulfilled. Can you feel it? Can you sense a breakthrough? I want you to say that throughout the day. What you focus on expands. So focus on what you desire and celebrate it. Now, I want you to take a moment, close your eyes, and center yourself as I close with prayer. So take a big breath in, hold the breath, exhale all the way down. Take another big breath in through the nostrils, hold it. Allow every cell, every system, every organ, the entirety of your physically formed being to be infused with the elixir of life right now, bringing everything into proper manifestation. Now exhale, letting go of all toxic thoughts, everything that does not serve your highest and greatest good, all the way down to the bottom of the breath. And as you come to the bottom of the breath, continue to breathe in and out at your own pace as I pray this prayer. Divine Spirit, we come before you with hearts full of gratitude and faith this morning. We celebrate now, knowing that our desires align with the highest good, that abundance flows effortlessly into our lives. Guide each of us to see the beauty in each step of our journey and remind us as we go about our way to celebrate not just the outcomes, but even the process. May we trust in your timing, remain steadfast in your faith, and continue to celebrate the manifestations yet to come. Amen. So I want to thank you this morning, and may your journey be filled with celebration as you go throughout this week. Notice things shift when you shift the things you think about. Take your thoughts off of what has been. Or if you're right now still thinking about that thing, give it one good thought over. And then I want you to identify what is the opposite of what you're experiencing. What will it look like? And I want you to stay there. And I want you to continue to build on what it looks like and celebrate as if it's already happened. There you have it. That's our message for this morning. This Serendipity Sunday morning, I pray that something has been said that has been uplifting and encouraging to each of you, and that you have found that this message entitled The Transformative Power of Celebration and Manifesting Your Desires Through Joy. You won't manifest them in sadness. You will not manifest them in sorrow. You'll manifest them in joy and happiness. All right, before we close out this morning, I'm going to go to the green room. If you're with us on the YouTube channel, welcome. I see we have a number of people there. Go ahead and type in. If you got a question, you can do that. For those of you who are joining here this morning on the Zoom room, if you got a question, comments, aha moments, type them in. And I just want to also say, for those of you who are with us this morning and you have found value in Oasis-Everywhere, and you want to sow a seed of gratitude, a seed, not because there's a need in this ministry, because there is no need. I have no need in the ministry. I have no need in my life. So your giving should not be predicated upon a need, but you learn to give gracefully. You learn to give as an act of showing that you are a vessel through which things come in and things can go out. When we give, it shows the universe that we believe that there is more where that came from. We don't have to hoard it. So if you would like to be a blessing to this ministry this morning, simply you could go to the website, Oasis-Everywhere, OasisSpiritualCenter.com, and you go over to the giving tab. And from there, you can find the platform that best fits the way you would like to give. Or if you don't want to go through all that this morning, and I ask that somebody will type this number in, you can just use the number 708 368 1076. Again, 708 368 1076. This is a number that you can use for Zelle, or you can use that same number for Cash App, and that'll come to the ministry. And your offerings are tax deductible. So when you prepare to do your taxes, you get back what you've already given, or you get credit for it. So you can't beat God giving. All right. Thank you, Cheryl, for typing that number in. Okay, before we close this morning, I want to look and see if there's any questions. I'm not going to stick around if there's no reason to stick around. But if you have an aha moment, if you have something you want to share, feel free to do so right now by raising your hand if you're in the Zoom room, or if you're on the platform. I would love for you to type in. Good, I'm good. We have a couple of individuals out there this morning. Good morning, Saran Lata. Good morning to you, Lisa. Good morning to those who are showing up on the YouTube channel side of the house. And good morning to all of you who have joined us this morning. Genevieve, it's good to see you, Mom. And Angie B, good to see you, Cheryl and Tawanda. Again, I pray that something has been said that is uplifting and encouraging. And I thank you for participating, for showing up this morning for Serendipity Sunday, which simply means something good and unexpected. I'll prepare this and I'll put it in the YouTube channel, and that way you can go back to it and refer to it. But this week, remember, I want you to celebrate as if it's already happened. I want you to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and then observe the route that your attention follows. All right. Have a wonderful day. Okay, I don't see any hands there. I don't see any comments anywhere. So you guys, peace. Be still. Have a great day. I'm out.